Spending little time in meditation can do wonders in your life. It gives you wisdom, unbelievable peace, and the most of all, the capacity to understand the intricate workings of the mind. Mind is crazy. Mind is dumb. The wisdom to know the craziness of the mind puts you in a samadhi state, the state of being samyak. With gradual persuasion, you can learn just to be a witness of the mind, and all the craziness, all the tricks, all the subtle workings of the mind start becoming obvious. Mind likes to divide the world. Right, left, tall, short, white, black, superior, inferior, rich, poor, Jain, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Mind thrives on duality. That's the only way it can survive. If everybody is the same, there is no room for the mind to work. There is no role of the mind. Mind has no function where there is no duality. Knowledge-wise, we all know that we came from the same consciousness. God is the creator of all. But experiencing the state of consciousness that's within us is the name given to the meditation process. Meditation takes you backwards and be a witness of the mind. When you witness the mind, you learn the tricks of the mind, where as soon as you see an object or a person or a situation, mind immediately starts working. It is such an instantaneous thing that we don't even realize that we got trapped into the tricks of the mind. I just came back from Iceland. It's a beautiful country. We traveled 2,200 kilometers, and we had a big group which had to be divided into two groups. In the beginning there was some interchange between the passengers, but eventually one group got fixed to one bus and the other group assigned to another bus or minivan. Before you know, immediately people started perceiving the duality. People from the other bus seemed foreign, another group, and people from the same bus formed the bondage within themselves. It is silly. Same friends who could have been a different bus would have been in your bus, and vice versa. Just a simple division into two groups. Immediately, people started perceiving, rivalry, differentiations, jokes about the other group, one group being superior than the other, all that nonsense. Nobody perceived that their minds were active, dividing the whole group into the other bus versus this bus. And people are on vacation in the middle of Mother Nature. Instead of enjoying the mountains and the rivers, the rivalry went on. Not a great level, but a very subtle level. People started thinking that people in the other van are different than this van. They are this, they are that, they are this, they are that. All those differentiations set up in the minds of the people. Even where there is a vast consciousness opening up the beautiful sceneries with so many natural creations. This could be a situation that could invoke your inner consciousness, could open up the wonder and highest regard and respect for the consciousness to create all this beautiful differentiated world, beautiful creations of the same consciousness, merging all these things and remembering the ultimate God who created all these beautiful things, whether you call it God or godliness or consciousness. This was the ultimate place where you could meditate and reflect on the universality, one thread binding all these beautiful creations. Instead of doing that, people were bickering as two groups. People from one van with people from the other van. It was silly. Nothing major happened, but it made me realize how easy it is to slip into the tricks of the mind. Mind is very alive and thriving, looking for every little possibility to divide the world. And that shows the power of the mind. But through meditation and by witnessing the mind and its workings can make you realize how we have been duped by the mind for all these lives. And we don't even realize that we get trapped very easily. These are the times where your inner roots, connection with your inner self can be very helpful instead of falling into the trap of the mind of duality. The inner consciousness has to stay alive. Only the people who have meditated can thrive despite the duality, still maintain the same bondage of consciousness, not just with your friends from the other group, but even with the world, the people you see. Whether you like them, not like them, you go beyond the likes and dislikes and continuously maintain the thread of awareness that binds every single person of the universe, every single creation of the universe, every single creature created by the universe, to be able to see a common thread is the achievement of the meditative state. But to do that, first you have to experience it within you. Then you can see the commonality between people of different countries, people of different religions, people of the other van. All this silliness to divide the whole world becomes obvious in the deeper states of the consciousness. Once you go beyond the thoughts and you just witness the process, how the mind works, you gradually start slipping into a state of samadhi, where you become shunya and become a witness of all the chaos created by the mind. Mind deals with the sansar and divides into various segments, and you start watching it. You develop the world of inner silence. And while you're doing that, you experiment. Put almost like a glass wall between the silence and the mind. Imagine this glass wall exists. On one side is total silence, and the other side is the mind, the body, the sansar, and all these divisions created by the mind, and many divisions created by the nature. Even being a male and a female is a differentiation created by the nature. You block them all. Through the glass wall, you can see the workings, how the world is working, but you are a witness, as if people are talking to you, but the language is not coming through, because again the language was learned by the mind. You walk away from everything. You maintain your silence and imagine people coming and talking to you, and you cannot understand them because you have become the silence. Silence means voluntarily you have given up your mind. For the first time you have realized that mind is crazy, and the only smartness, only wisdom is to go beyond the mind, because mind has not taken you anywhere. It has divided your life, because that's the only way mind operates, to go towards the things you like, go away from the things you don't like. Go towards the people you like and enjoy the company, and away from the people you don't like or don't enjoy their company. Every single thing is operated by the mind, and this mind also believes that you are a male, you are a female. All those things, you block them off with a beautiful transparent wall of glass, and then you suddenly realize a profound peace emerges from within you, and the whole world outside and its cacophony, chaos, running, fighting, hating, all those emotional disturbances, anger, greed, all the sufferings become the other side of the glass wall, the transparent glass wall. Experience this total silence within you and understand the craziness of the mind. In this silence, you go deep, and that becomes your personality, because that's what you are, the silence. You walk away in the world with this silence, and you realize how stupid the mind has been, how stupid the world has been, who believes in the mind, and how unnecessary sufferings people go through because of their minds. So maintain this samyak state. Samyak state is the only state where both the things are looking alike at the same level. Even the male and the female has to be looked at without any differentiations. All the differences are dissolved in one big samyak state. Tall, short, black, white, superior, inferior, rich, poor, beautiful, ugly. All these things have to be dissolved because you have become a witness of the crazy entity called the mind. Mind sees the duality where there is no duality, and yet mind loves to do it, and we become slave to the mind and get trapped into its tricks. But only through the witnessing we can break our dependence on the mind to look at the world. You will have a different vision of the world. The oneness will grab you, because oneness is the nature of the consciousness. And oneness is not just in talking. Oneness is in a state of understanding, having the vow of friendliness with the whole world, all the creatures, all the human beings, all the components that makes the universe, and have a love for everything, because we are all interconnected. At that time, the appreciation comes to everything and everybody. Even a piece of rock that may be lying on the side, you will have appreciation, because someday that rock could dissolve and could be part of your life, part of your body. Our breaths, our body, our heart, even our mind, which considered itself very independent, thrives or survives on all these elements of the universe which are absolutely necessary for functioning. you realize the craziness of the mind. Mind rejects the existence which is supporting the mind itself. What could be worse than this? If the body did not exist, mind could not exist, and body exists on continuous inflow and outflow of oxygen, carbon dioxide, food, all the things that makes the body survive, and that makes the mind possible to exist. Instead of realizing this, mind keeps on creating this dualistic world, like, dislikes, hate, everything, anger, greed. All these are byproducts of the mind. But when you go beyond the mind, you realize there is nothing but peace, silence, karuna, and friendliness for everyone and everything in this universe. So learn the tricks of the mind, go beyond it, and do not fall in the traps of the mind, who divides your life and makes it miserable. Have a good day.